I'm Tina McDonald. Today I'm here to share with you how to use an ordinary light bulb to create a fun and fantastic Christmas ornament. We'll be using some of my favorite products by Imagine Crafts. To begin today's project, you're going to need a plain old light bulb. Begin by covering the glass portion of your light bulb using a light layer of gesso. I've used one of the ink blushers to do this. Now I want to add a little bit of texture to our project. So I took the Irresistible Texture Spray in Wedding Dress and gave it a nice light coat. To add some color, we're going to be using the Stays On in the midi size. So grab an ink blusher and the cactus green color, and we're going to cover the entire surface of the bulb using a patting motion. So use the ink blusher and a patting motion to cover the entire surface that we've also already gessoed and added the Irresistible Texture Spray to. Allow that to dry for a minute, and then we're going to add a layer of the glaze on to seal in that beautiful green color. Now take the blue Hawaii Stays On midi, and we're going to add another layer of color. So we're going to add a layer of the blue. We're not going to cover the complete surface, but just add it as you would like to see it. So if you want more blue, add more blue, or if you'd like to see more green through, that's all right as well. And once this is finished, you're going to want to add another layer of the glaze on to seal in the color. Now continue to add layers of Stays On and glaze on until your light bulb achieves the look that you want. While our light bulb's drying, go ahead and trim a piece of sheer ribbon. So this is a sheer silk type ribbon. So we're going to add some color to it using the new Radiant Neon Electric Blue ink. So I'm using the ring inker here, but if you'd like to just go ahead and use the ink, that is fine as well. So add a little bit of this to your craft mat, and then we're going to spritz it with the ink potion number 9. That's going to water it up some to make it a little bit easier to work with. Once we've got that together, you don't need to mix it or anything. Just take your ribbon and swish it all through and work it through with your fingers so that the entire piece of ribbon is colored that beautiful electric blue. Add a little bit more of the ink potion number 9 if needed, just to make it so that your ribbon is well saturated. Now I've dried mine with a heat gun. You have to be careful not to burn your ribbon, but it gives it a nice soft texture to your ribbon if you do heat it quickly. Now take out that texture spray and spray your ornament one more time. We're going to make it look like snow this time, so we want small, tiny droplets. Now take a small snowflake stamp, and I'm going to stamp directly onto the light bulb using the Stays On Midnight Blue. Now we're going to take the Irresistible Pico Embellisher in Wedding Dress, and we're going to add small drops to the center portion of the snowflakes that we just stamped. This is just to add a little bit of depth and texture. And if you make a mistake, no worries, this wipes off very simply before it dries. I wanted to create a whimsical, artsy feel to this project. So I took my Pico Embellisher in black and added a layer of color around the top portion where the bulb would meet the metal part. And then I gave it a quick breath to help force it down. So the color is a beautiful running motion. So I also added a touch of the wedding dress and allowed these to marble together, and I just love the effect it gave us. You can use your heat gun to dry this and continue to move the texture spray around, or you can just allow it to dry naturally. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to take a piece of the Vertigo film and a snowflake die from Spellbinders, and I'm going to die cut it. I use a metal shim, which gives a little bit of extra pressure, and then I've just inserted it in and out of my die cutting machine several times, and it gives us a beautiful crisp cut. This snowflake would have worked just as it is, but I wanted to add a little bit of extra shimmer. So I gave it a quick spritz of the Irresistible Texture Spray in Wedding Dress, make sure it's thoroughly covered, and then while it's still wet, I've transferred it to a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to give it a quick sprinkle of glitter. And as with the other pieces, this is going to take a few minutes to dry so that we're able to use it on our project. Isn't that pretty? Love it. When I add all of these elements together, I get a really fun, unique Christmas ornament that would be excellent for gift giving or hanging on your own tree. I just love how all of these different elements come together to make such a unique and fun project. Thanks so much for tuning in today. For more project ideas, be sure to follow Imagine Crafts on Facebook, Pinterest, and at imaginecrafts.com.